Primary schools are brainwashing kids with LGBTQIA+ madness.
We've been doing Rainbow Flag Week. I think it's really important that we learn about the Rainbow Flag Week.
I think it's really important that we learn about the LGBT+ community.
I believe that all genders and sexualities are equal.
Even if they're trans or transferring.
Gays or lesbians, bisexual, pansexual or non-binary,
Asexual or non-binary.
Because we believe everybody is equal in our school.
What the hell is going on here?
It's Pride Madness in primary schools. What do they teach those kids? 2 + 2 is unicorn.
Hi everyone, I am here with Lizzy Pitt. So you have mrmenno and Lizzy the lesbian. And we just saw something on Twitter that made us both go,
what?
Basically, it's pictures of a primary school in London called, I think, Dobney. Is that how you say it? Dobney. Where they posted pictures of all these primary school children decked out in rainbows with rainbow flags and with all these so-called, symbols for inclusivity, diversity, LGBT plus alphabet, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah.
I think it's been taken down, has it? Has it been taken down?
Right, and now it's been taken down, so we just tried to look for it because James S. says he tweeted about it.
He was shocked and they blocked him.
He said, oh, here it is. He said, Pride Month is over, yet here is a London primary school forcing ideology on young children.
These children are 5, 6?
One of the children in this photo is even holding up a sign which reads, I can't even think straight. I mean, come on, that is adult territory.
It's adult humour, isn't it?
It is.
It's adult gay, lesbian.
You don't want children to crack these kind of jokes. It's like, come on, just let them be kids.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know what that means when he's holding up. I can't even think straight. It's like,
no idea.
I can't even find the words.
No.
So I wonder now, do they also teach these kids that there is like 100 genders, 200 genders? Do they teach them about the so-called, where are you on the spectrum from Barbie to G.I. Joe?
Yeah.
It appears they do. Here is the Pride of Dobney board that teaches these kids about pronouns from he, him to ze, zer. And the message, you choose your pronouns, we respect everyone's pronouns. This is not part of the Pride celebrations, but a permanent display. The school posted about it in February as the local mayor came to have a look at it. In fact, the school has a special team in place tasked with raising awareness about LGBTQ+ stuff, and this board is just one aspect of that. They worked with charity Educate and Celebrate, run by Ellie Barnes.
My name is Ellie, and I am from an education charity called Educate and Celebrate.
More like indoctrinate and amputate.
And we support you to embed gender and sexual orientation into the fabric of your school or organisation. To embed gender and sexual orientation.
Where she really wants to embed gender is in the minds of children as young as 3. Educate and Celebrate is behind this book for 3 to 7-year-olds that teaches them all about the joys of, double mastectomies.
T is for trans.
And all in the name of
kindness.
They also had the gender unicorn on their website. One of Educate and Celebrate's patrons was Jordan Gray, a man who thinks he's a woman, a lesbian even, sings about making a better woman than actual women.
I'm a perfect woman, my tits will never shrink, and I'm guaranteed to squirt, and I do anal by default.
I can do anything
that any other woman can. But then what do you expect? I used to be a man.
And plays the piano on live TV with his penis, like any woman would. Earlier this year, the charity was dissolved. Their website and social media are no longer available, and they've been removed from the charity register. But whatever they've embedded into the fabric of schools over the years, it's still there. Lizzy makes a good point about this.
I know that Stonewall is still in our hospitals. It's still in Adam Brooks. the teachings of Stonewall.
Right.
Are mermaids still around? You know, are the other training documents still around, even though mermaids are being investigated? Are the documents still being used in the community? Because it's about catching up, isn't it?
Right, because they
packages.
Caught on to how absolutely ridiculous this is.
And when you think about how many of these organisations have been doing this, Educate and Celebrate, the Kite Trust, Mermaids, Stonewall, Popanolly, All Sorts, Gendered Intelligence, the Proud Trust, No Outsiders, and others, and for how many years, it's no surprise that nursery schools and primary schools up and down the country are completely captured by this stuff. Organising rainbow parties for kids as young as 2 and 3. Hashtag LGBTQ early years. Why they have rainbow gardens, rainbow fences, dress to express yourself events, gender identity guides. Why some schools, like a Bond Fine, even put these kids on a float at pride parades. And it's not just about what they do during Pride, but how they are working, as Ellie said,
to embed gender and sexual orientation into the fabric of your school
all year round. Have a look at this so-called progress curriculum in place at various Church of England primary schools. They teach gender across 12 different subjects, so kids can't get away from it. And by making it all about love and kindness, they're basically telling these kids that they're arseholes if they don't go along with it. So it's indoctrination and emotional manipulation from all angles. No wonder these kids end up writing poems saying things like, I go on to see polysexual and agender. We can all be different, so just surrender.
Thou shalt surrender to the rainbow.
And it's not just that these schools are doing it because they think it's the right thing to do. It's also a competition. They're trying to outdo each other because many of them are part of some rainbow award scheme, and they all want to post that picture to show that they've won.
Wow!
The schemes themselves are designed to turn kids into activists. Student-led initiatives are valued and supported. There's an account on Twitter called Gay Not Queer that lists the many nursery and primary schools in the UK that have gone gender mad. He's added at least 115 of them. Look for his pinned tweet. But it's not just schools that are the problem. Local councils are also in on embedding
gender and sexual orientation into the fabric of your school.
A good example is Brighton and Hove City Council, who, together with All Sorts, have put together a trans inclusion toolkit that's been used since 2013, and which other local authorities have copied. It gives guidance on things like social transitioning, pronouns and misgendering, and which toilets and changing rooms children should use. But from a legal point of view, it's pretty dodgy, so schools using this toolkit may well be breaching equality law and pupils' rights and risk being sued by parents. A new draft of this toolkit is now up for consultation until the 11th of October, and you can read a legal critique of the current version on the Doyle Clayton website. I'll add links in the video description. So, with schools and local councils captured, what can you do as a parent? I asked Stephanie Davies-Arai from Transgender Trend for advice. She says there are 3 key questions that parents can ask their school.
So if your child's primary school is celebrating Pride and has got Pride flags all over the classroom, getting all the kids to take part in activities to celebrate Pride, the first question a parent needs to ask is, what's the learning objective behind this? If the answer is inclusion, then ask why it's adults with different sexualities and gender identities that need to be included. The next question to ask is why they think a celebration of adult sexuality is appropriate for primary age children. And again, any education of children, that some children have 2 mummies or 2 daddies, it's fine, but why are we celebrating adult sexuality? We don't celebrate adult heterosexuality, although have you seen a Pride march recently? Because all sorts of adult male heterosexual sexual fetishes seem to be celebrated in Pride these days, and a whole range of things. It's not about gay rights anymore, and schools are a little bit naive if they think it is. If the school is devoting resources, time, money to these two protected characteristics, which in this case are sexual orientation and gender reassignment, how much money, time and resources are they devoting to the other protected characteristics in the Equality Act? There's 9 protected characteristics. Are they giving the same time, resources and money to disability, race, age, all the other protected characteristics? Because if not, they are prioritising 2 protected characteristics over the others, and that is discrimination.
You can also ask the school what so-called inclusion policies and materials they have, how these were developed, and what organisations they partner with. And here is the legislation and guidance to point out.
There's no law against celebrating Pride in the classroom, but schools need to know that the progress flag is a political flag, and that if they are displaying that and teaching the children to accept different gender identities, then that's a political message, and that would go against the Education Act 1996, unless the children are also taught the other side of that very contentious political debate. And of course that's way beyond primary age children to understand that debate. A lot of adults don't. So it's age inappropriate, which brings me to the age appropriateness of anything that we're teaching children at primary age. Then the Department for Education guidance on sex education, relationships, sex and health education is very clear that materials must be age appropriate. And again, are adults celebrating their sexuality, is that age appropriate for primary age children who are not yet sexual beings? So those are the questions, and those are the parts of guidance and legislation that you need to be looking to.
Final reflections.
Here's a dyed-in-the-wool lesbian and a veteran gay man, and we're both saying, no, don't do this with kids. Don't involve the kids in this. Leave the kids alone. If you want to make a case for so-called diversity, inclusion, just do it as an adult and make your case, but stop using kids as mascots for your so-called progressiveness.
Because it's not. It just isn't. And, everybody's welcome, everybody's loved. It can take some very strange twists.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyone who has a child at this school, write to them, phone them, and just go, hold on, what's going on here? Because it definitely seems that this school needs to educate itself. That's all from me. And from Lizzy the lesbian.
Yes. Good day.
See you in the next video.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
We've been doing Rainbow Flag Week. I think it's really important that we learn about the Rainbow Flag Week.
I think it's really important that we learn about the LGBT plus community.
I believe that all genders and sexualities are equal.
Even if they're trans or transferring,
Gays or lesbians, bisexual, pansexual or non-binary.
Asexual or non-binary.
Because we believe everybody is equal in our school.
I think it's really important.
I believe.
We believe.
Hey! Teacher! Leave them kids alone!
Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to my PayPal and Patreon supporters. Because of you, I can make videos like this. Special shout out to my big spenders. Help Her Open, Mama Turv and the Turventines, me Julie, the lovely Mary, Julia, Dusty, Doodles, Leffy, Dorothy, Wildfire, Esther, and Martha. Thank you.